Good morning, students. This is the fifth video of the chapter Understanding Laws. And in this video, we'll try to understand the procedure of lawmaking. We'll try to understand that how law is made to the parliament. And we'll also understand that what is the role of president in the lawmaking process. So let's start the discussion over the lawmaking process. We can see here that various steps are involved in lawmaking process like first reading, second reading, third reading, bill in other house and president assent. So we can easily understand these are the steps. Actually, the first reading, second reading and the third reading, these are the steps that are valid in both the houses. I mean to say that these steps are applicable in both houses of parliament, in Lok Sabha as well as Raj Sabha. And after that, it is ready for the signature of president. So we need to understand one by one of the role of first reading and second reading. Now, here is the first reading. So what is going to take place in the first reading? So we need to understand. First of all, the bill is introduced to the parliament, and here first of all title is going to be read, and after that the date will be set for the second reading. And here in this particular first reading, there will be no debate, no voting system. I mean to say only it will be presented in that particular house. Suppose a bill is there and it is going to be presented in the Lok Sabha. So in the Lok Sabha, it will be tabled. And in that particular reading, the next discussion will be decided. But here no date will be decided regarding the different meetings of second and third. But here one thing is that here basically no debate and no voting is going to take place. That is the most valid point for the first reading stage. So that is the first reading. Now what will happen in the second stage? We need to understand the second stage also. That is also termed as second reading stage. So what will happen in the second stage? So this is the most important stage, because here full debate will start on any particular bill. So in this stage we can expect full and detailed discussion or debate over an issue or over an bill. So here in this particular reading we can expect more detailed discussion over an issue, and this is how the issue will be raised among the different members of parliament, and through that media and ultimately the public will come to know through the discussion about the particular law. So that is the importance of second. Now after completing the second reading, it is the third reading. So what is going to happen inside the third reading? Here you can easily understand that that debate process is now over. Now in this step or in this reading, the most important or crucial thing is the voting system. So here members are invited to vote for or against the bill. Once the required votes are obtained, the bill is considered passed by that particular house. Suppose if the third reading is going to take place in Lok Sabha, and in the Lok Sabha the voters are asked to vote for or against the bill, and after that the bill will be considered passed. So this is the important about that. We can see the step that is written over here. Basically in the Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, a display board is there, and on that display board we can see yes is there, no is there, and absent is there, and finally total is there. So on the display board, in fact, near every member of the parliament there is one switch, and on that switch there is the option of yes or no. So if someone is going to press the button, it will be displayed on the display board. So here we can see that in the third reading, voting process is going to start, and through the voting process one can go with the yes or no option. If someone is satisfied with the law, if someone is in favor of law, he can press yes button. If someone is against the law, he can press no button. So that is quite interesting about that. So we need to understand. So this is important about the third reading. So in the third reading, here it is mentioned that people are invited, I mean to say the MP is invited to vote for or against the bill. and we can see they are going to vote in the form of yes or no, and those who are absent, they are considered absent on the display board. So it is the display board through which we can easily calculate that whether the parliamentarians are in favor of particular bill or they are against that particular bill. So this is quite interesting. The result will come automatically. It will come directly on the display board. Now after the voting process, after the bill is passed in that particular house, the bill will go to the next house, and the same 3 reading will take place in the next house also. Suppose first of all the bill was passed in suppose the first bill or the bill was first passed in Lok Sabha. After crossing the 3rd reading, it will go to the Rajya Sabha, and in the Rajya Sabha also all the 3 readings will take place. First reading, presentation of bill; second reading, discussion of bill; third is the voting system. So in the Rajya Sabha also this type of voting system will be conducted, and here the display board will be shown. And ultimately, when the Rajya Sabha is also going to pass the bill will go for President's signature. So we can see here after the 3rd reading again in the Rajya Sabha, and after the calculation on the display board, the bill, if it is passed, it will go to the President for his signature, and President will definitely put his signature through his seal and signature. After that, the bill will become law. So this is the law making process. But we need to understand here that President can impose restriction on the bill, and this particular power of President is termed as veto power. So we need to understand about veto power in great detail. The President of India is going to exercise different types of veto power. It can negate the bill. It can stop the bill from becoming law. So we need to understand here the 4 types of veto power has been shown. It has been displayed in the Indian Constitution. So we are going to discuss one by one, and after that we will also come to that why this voting system or why this veto system is in practice, why it is introduced. So first one is written here, absolute veto. It means that here the President of India will completely withhold his permission to that bill. Even if it is passed by the Parliament, by using the absolute veto, the President will stop that bill, and that bill will never become law. So that is the absolute veto. The President is having the absolute power regarding this. Now, what is the qualified veto? Next point is qualified veto. So, which can be overridden by the legislature with a higher majority. Here it is written that even President can impose restriction, but if the Parliament wishes to continue the bill, the Parliament can again reconsider it, and it will be considered passed by the Parliament, and President will have to sign it even after he is going to impose restriction. Now third is suspensive veto. Now here it is written that this suspensive veto can be suspended with a majority of the Parliament. And last one is the pocket veto. So pocket veto has been the most controversial. It has been the most controversial, and it is written that Parliament, no time has been given to the President of India for passing any bill. So President of India can stop, it can put that particular bill in his pocket, and is authorized to do so. So here the pocket veto can be used by President of India, and President of India can take no further action on that particular bill. So that bill will remain in his pocket. That is the pocket veto. So why this power has been given? The question may arise, why this veto power has been given to the President? So we need to understand this. But before this, we are going to complete some questions. Now first question is for you is that in which reading voting is done? So what would be your answer? Of course, it is the third reading in which voting process is done. Now the answer to the question, why President has been given veto power? As I told you initially that why President has been given veto power, we need to understand this. If any law is going to be passed in hurry, or if the law is unpopular, then in that case President can put reasonable restriction by using his veto power. So that is why veto power was granted to the President under Indian Constitution, so that it can stop if any bill is passed in hurry by the Parliament. So President is authorized to use his or to exercise his veto power if it considers it as very important to stop the particular law. So here we discussed the role of president in making the law, and after that we will able to analyze that why the president is authorized to exercise veto power. So this is all about this video. Thank you so much for your cooperation, for your presence.